stand bootleg fucking movies, right?
Right.
Especially these special effects movies, right?
Yeah.
And guess what? People still watch that shit
All day.
rather than go to the theater.
Yep.
And I'm like, man, fuck that. I don't want nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
But they'll watch it.
It's
So
always gonna be.
So you always have the motherfuckers doing the hookup, and they don't give a fuck about it.
Yep. Because it serves their purpose.
Nah, it was good.
Trying to get you more in.
Not me. He's still got to get in too.
Yeah, you know, he's in.
No, he's not.
I can see him right here.
Yeah, but this is what we go on.
All right, we're waiting for him to get in. He leans a lot more back. That's what I'm trying to adjust
He's
it.
tall.
Yeah, y'all want me to be like this and that like that. Yeah, I don't fit right there, man.
Yeah, no.
But I'm gonna get it frame.
Let me tell you why.
You're in frame now.
I'll tell you why.
Yeah, okay.
No, everything's built for short people.
Yeah.
You know, even cars between 5 foot and 6 foot.
Getting in my wife's car, bro, is fucking impossible.
You know? She, my sister, 4'8". She can qualify for a tax break if she gets a new ride because it's not built for her. She got to get it redone.
You shitting me.
I'm not, bro. Even the tall people. I forgot what the requirement for the tall ones is. You buy a brand new ride, they give you a tax because they have to adjust it.
What's going on, Facebook? We're going to be going live here in just a second. We're going to start the show, just getting set up.
I want one shit.
Sure. Hey, you ever work with nonprofit? You got experience with that? You build yours?
I'm working on it now.
Yeah, I'm trying. to get mine. Is it tough? It's tedious.
It depends on, like for me, I'm about to grab somebody, my cousin got a nonprofit, and he had somebody help him get it done, so somebody that's knowledgeable, that knows what to do, it'll go by quick. And so I've been slacking because that's what I've been trying to do for the Big Ice Foundation, basically, is what's going to be. And like right now, we're going to throw the tournament, and my cousin's working with me, so we're using his nonprofit so we can get, start working, getting everything organized and ready to go.
Yeah, I've been looking for some information, but this is confusing, bro.
Yeah. Well, that's
It's best to pay for mine, bro.
Yeah.
because the guy
deal with that.
Yeah, because the guy that my cousin knows, he does nonprofits for boxing. So, is this for your company or for boxing?
For the gym.
Oh, for the gym? Yeah. I got a name for you. I know 2 guys that got names that people that do it all the time.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
I want to get with you.
Years ago, I looked into it and I was like, nah, man, you gotta pay the people who form that thing, man.
Yeah, because you pay them, they get it done right. Because if you try to do it and you miss something, man, like I was trying to get stuff copyrighted, for Big Ice, and I'm like, man, it's like you gotta be a lawyer to understand this stuff.
They do that on purpose. Right.
Yeah. Somebody gotta get paid.
Insurance their job. Right.
Yeah, I get it.
You doing that music on purpose, man? You don't got a better taste in music? Oh, that's the dude that died?
Yeah.
I take it back, man. Y'all don't get along.
Perfect setting for it, huh?
Yeah.
Legacy.
He, I had never heard of that dude, bro.
Yeah.
Right? I'm out to stop and not here. So, listening to my kids talk about the guy, right? So I said, let me go see who this dude is. Rather not just like his music or whatever, that's neither here nor there. I'm like, this dude was really trying to do positive things and was from the neighborhood, which means,
in the neighborhood.
which means you have a past, but this dude was literally putting money in the street, legal money in the street. Restaurant,
Clothing store.
I said, ain't that, and I tell people all the time, because I got partners who made it out, I made it out. I don't go on, bro. If I made some money with that, I would try to create some infrastructure, but damn, stay in there, bro, because that's what happens, man. Just what happened, bro. You remember when Chappelle had that skit, keeping it real goes wrong or whatever? That's what happens, man. You try to stay loyal to the neighborhood, man.
They
And-
feel like that's their time to
And
come
the
up.
devils are still there, man. They still there and mad at you because you successful.
Yep.
So I'm not saying don't give back or create something for the hood, but damn that, bro. You got to get the fuck on.
You know what irks me, and just touching on that is when someone will say, "Oh, y'all ain't y'all went up on Nipsey when he was alive." Now all of a sudden everybody want to.
Oh, I wasn't.
Jump on him. But here's the thing: we might not have known about him or been onto him when he was alive,
Mhm.
but we human. And he doing something that's positive. He was doing something that was influential. And obviously, just because maybe it didn't reach to me or didn't reach you, an older generation, he was reaching the younger generation.
Right.
And
It's value.
and I'm gonna pay homage to that. I'm gonna respect that. I'm not gonna say, oh well, I didn't know him then. I'm not gonna listen to this shit.
That's it. That's something a kid would say. I'm an adult man with 3 grandchildren. How the hell I'm gonna hear Nipsey Russell? I knew Nipsey Russell the actor, not Nipsey Russell the rapper. I knew the name. I knew what he was doing with the name, but yeah, I'm still not old enough to not look back and see a guy doing some good things, man. It's terrible. It's terrible. That's a sad story, but it's the same old story.
Over and over.
Over and over, man. Get out the hood, man. If you can make it out the hood, get out the hood. You want to keep it real with the hood, put something back in the hood. Keep your ass where you supposed to go, because you need to keep climbing. Because the truth of the matter is, I seen the video where now you got that woman up there crying with kids. The realest thing you could have did was be alive, man. That's the realest thing you could have did. We got a very short span in this world, man.
And then,
very short.
And then people are saying, man, you gotta watch your circle. There's always the ones closest to you, and that's true. But if that's your destiny, listen. If you're giving back,
That ain't lying.
nah. If you
String
reach
on
a
the wall.
if you reach a certain level of success and you do stay in the hood and you are trying to give back, that's a risk. That's a risk you're always going to take, because there's always going to be those people, those snakes in the grass, or those haters who are going to take a shot at you. And it doesn't matter if you're black, white, right? Because you can talk about Nipsey, and you can go all the way up to a president who's been assassinated, or anybody who's been assassinated, because he was assassinated. He was assassinated in his own neighborhood, in his own property, in front of his people. I don't think there's any escape to that. I think once you play in that realm, no amount of precautions or security, if someone wants to get you, they're gonna get you.
Well, that's true, and that's why all the fake security that we vote in and shit is horseshit. But you can still distance yourself as much as you can, because, like you said, there's people, jealousy and envious people. But when you recognize it, you cut them off. That's it. No explanation. I don't fool with you.
Well, that's what the
I don't gotta explain why. None of that. We gone. You out of here. So.
But that's what happened. That's when the dude came up to him, trying to talk to him, and said, man.
Well, and the second thing is you got to have your eater and know he's a killer. And so when you're dealing with a killer, you got to know how to deal with him. And maybe it was just a miscalculation on his part. He never thought the guy would kill him or whatever. Who knows, man?
You gotta be like Cobra Kai. Strike first.
Yeah, strike first, strike deadly. I haven't watched it. You watched the season?
Not yet.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna binge.
You haven't watched it yet? You watched the first
I watched
episode?
the first episode. Yeah.
I ain't gonna say that.
All right, look, man. This is Coach Derek, Man and Fresh with the Soapboxing Podcast. We here with Abraham Martinez, Big Ice Dad.
What's going on,
Let's
Coach
get it.
Martinez?
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, brother. How you been, man? How's your week been?
Ooh, man, been a little stressful. We got a month away for that Big Ice tournament, so trying to get things situated.
Well, we appreciate you stopping by. I know after this you got that at what?
We're going to the Woodlands because they got the Junior Olympic golf fundraiser, so we can get these kids up to Laredo so we can represent.
Nice. Where's the tournament is gonna be held at CDM?
Yeah, the Big Ice tournament is going to be Memorial Weekend, May 24th through the 26th at CDM.
And is it? It's not closed yet. Huh? It's still.
No, it's still open. It's still open. I'm probably going to close the registration for the boxers like probably the week before, so I can make sure everything is set up, ready to go.
Well, I got two. I'm gonna do it so they can register.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Which two?
Danger and Dave.
They ain't got no masters, man?
We make masters. That's what I'm saying. You throw it in there, we got you. You know what I mean? That's what I'm throwing out.
I told him from the very beginning how hard it is to find
Yeah.
to match up like that, and so we try to find him a match in the Golden Glove. Nothing.
Yeah.
We're gonna
They had a guy called from Corpus Christi, and that's the same week we fighting. We got some boys fighting. Yeah. So I told him you just got to keep looking, man. Keep your eyes
Or
open.
sign up because I know we got people all over the state signing up, and then a couple of different states calling too. Louisiana signing up, and some people from California calling. So if it ain't gonna happen this year, it'll probably happen next year because it's just once they see what's gonna happen
in the pot.
Yeah, once they see what's happening, I'm looking forward to it.
Before we get started, let Facebook for y'all who are watching, if y'all let us know how the sound quality is. If it's good, give it a thumbs up. If it needs to adjust something, please let us know. This episode is brought to you by What You Crave Catering and Food Truck. If you guys need any catering and food truck needs, reach out to us at whatyoucrave.com. And then shout out to Fernando, who is always behind the scenes, making sure our shows run smoothly with the audio and visual. He's part of and owner of the BEM what?
Solutions.
BEM Solutions. So shout out to Fernando. Where can they reach you at, Fernando?
It's called BDM.Solutions.
BEM.Solutions. So big shout out to Fernando. And we do have Big Abraham in the building. We're going to talk about what he has going on with his foundation and what he's working on. I know Coach reached I was excited when Coach reached out and told us that we were going to be a part of the show, so that's what's up.
Yeah, Big Ice, man, I seen him fight live once. Didn't know what I was looking at, but and then I don't really know how we connected, maybe through Facebook or something. Local show or something.
Local shows.
And so just as soon as I see him and realize who he is and the boy can fight, things happen. But how did he get involved with? Was Isaac your oldest boy?
Isaac's my oldest.
Okay,
So he's the oldest boy of 8 kids.
okay.
Yeah.
Y'all ain't got that going on.
Oh man, this is what we watch. Oops, we live? Never mind.
I don't
Move
care.
past that.
I don't care, but you can fix it if you want to.
No, I don't want my wife here. She'll drive up real quick.
You pull up.
I get the same thing.
Yeah. So yeah, he's the oldest. I have 3 boys, a 16-year-old and a 2-year-old. He got in boxing. I mean, he's always been trying to spar and stuff since he was real little. You know, I got pictures of him and Grandpa sparring, and me and him sparring and stuff. It was just, like I said, it was one of his passions. So he wanted to get in it, and I ended up getting into the military.
Mm-hmm.
So he was 7, 8 years old. I went and did my basic training, AIT and everything. I was gone for a while. And when I came back, man, they're like, hey, you need to go pick your son up. I'm like, where is he at? You know, like, here's at this address. So I go, drive, I'm trying to figure out what's going on. And all of a sudden, pull up to a boxing gym. I'm like, what? You know, I'm tripping out. Like, man, like, he's at the gym.
Right.
So I'll go in there, and sure enough, he's in there trying to figure it all out. And
Was there any history of boxing, or that's just something you wanted to do?
well, I used to do boxing. I used to box Brian, where I come from, and then do some boxing in Huntsville and stuff when I was a kid.
Okay, so he knew that.
Yeah. Cause so I mean, I was always real with my kids, especially him, because like I said, you first male, you responsible when I'm gone.
Right.
You know, so I told him, I was a kid. I wanted to box when I was little. My dad said, I could put you in boxing, but your brothers and sisters ain't gonna be able to eat. I was like, oh man, so couldn't afford it.
Right.
And so I didn't be able to do any boxing until I was old enough to pay my own way through.
Right.
So 16 years old, and then I started having kids. So got out, had my first kid, came back at 17, had my second kid, which was Isaac, came back, and then on my third kid, I was like, man, I'm done. There you go, boxing career for me. I gotta be a man and raise my kids,
Right.
Boxing was like a hobby. And so I told him, I said I had to choose my passion over becoming a man and raising you guys.
Right,
so I guess it stuck in his head and, doing this and that, and that's how I ended up loving the sport of boxing.
Was you guys was in Bryan at the time? Or I know you was in the military, but were they?
No, at the time I was in San Marcos.
Okay.
Yeah, so we went from the Bryan College Station area to San Marcos because my mom was sick and my dad needed help taking care of her. So that's how we ended up there.
And he just
Put himself in. He put himself in when I was gone, and I was like, man, proud daddy moment.
That's what you did. Man,
Yeah.
he did it.
Yeah, he did it. At 7. I was like, what?
That's wild.
And so it was a blessing, man.
What brings the military again?
Army.
Oh,
Yeah, so and so that was one of the things, being in the Army, going back and forth, it put a lot of responsibility on him because, like I said, at the time he was number 2 of 5 kids, and so when I'm gone, he has to step up as a man. But being so young, it's like you just got to make sure and take care of your brothers and sisters. And so I think that's kind of what kind of grew him up so quick, because in the gym, as a kid, he was that kid that really didn't talk much in the gym. Go in there, he does his work, and he's gone. And so I remember one time he was about 11 years old, and they had a fundraiser, and this one girl, they were throwing the football, and he was laughing and playing, hanging out, having a good time, and she's like, I never heard Isaac talk before. I was like, yeah, he talks, he's a kid. It's like he just don't talk in the gym because you got to be disciplined. And she just looked like, wow, never saw that side of him. And so, because that's what I teach him. I said, look, man, you want to be in here? I said, you want to, because when he was little, he said, Dad, I want to be a world champ one day. I said, if this is what you want to do, this is how you got to be. I said, and I pointed him out. I pointed out the kids to him. I pointed out the grown-ups. I said, you see all these people talking here in the gym, having a good time, enjoying themselves? I said, there ain't going to be no world champ. I said, you come in here, you grind. And so he took that and he did it his whole career.
He had a level of maturity.
Yeah, at a young age. He's more mature than his daddy.
Right, being you gone and then him being the boy.
Yeah.
He took it on. And there may be some wise thinking in there to be quiet and listen and see what you're doing so I can be prepared. That's wild, man, that he at such a young age understood to listen with your mouth closed, probably. Which a lot of people, like you said, don't do that.
Yeah.
So y'all was in the San Marcos area, and he was boxing. He started boxing. And how long before you guys came back to?
We were there for 4 years, and then we ended up in the Houston area.
And San Marcos is beautiful, huh?
Beautiful, man. It's beautiful. The river's beautiful.
Have you ever been out there?
School's
I
beautiful.
don't even know what direction to go. Where that's at.
Going towards San Antonio, it's a pit stop.
Okay.
Pit stop in San Antonio. No, it's the river.
Okay, that's right.
We got the San Marcos River. You can go tubing and stuff.
Yeah.
It's nice. And
Go
see,
out there.
and that's hard because when you sitting there in the gym in the summertime, grinding every day, and all the friends and family over there
Hang
having
out.
a good time at the river.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and so that was one of his things. It's like his birthday. He spent his birthdays at the gym.
Right.
What do you want to do for your birthday, man? We gotta go to the gym. We got, this is how I want to spend my time.
Right.
I was like, okay, I can respect that. And so
You get you were still in the service at this time, or this
In the
was
reserves. In the
4
reserves.
years down, so y'all come back to Houston. Where you bring it?
Gym.
Boxing, gym.
Oh.
What was the next?
so it was crazy, man. Which is really crazy because we started in Magnolia.
Mhm.
And I looked on the USA Boxing website. I was like, man, there ain't no gyms around here. And I was like, I was tripping out. I was like, man, we got to figure it out. And so we ended up, the closest gym was the Willis Boxing Gym. And so we started to go out there, and then we ended up moving by the Willis Boxing Gym. So
Is this Sosa at the time?
yeah, Sosa
Okay.
at the gym at the time. And so when we were there, I got to a point where, my son, he's at a really good spot. He's up there, he's nationally ranked, and it was probably about 14.
Mm-hmm.
14, and I realized there ain't much more I can teach him.
Right.
'Cause, I wasn't born a coach,
So you were coaching him up to this point.
Yeah. So like in San Marcos, what happened was when I saw my son trying to do the boxing thing, I'm like, man, I said I'm gonna do the boxing thing with him, because I didn't get a chance to do it,
Right.
and he's doing. I said, we can do a father and son thing,
So when you were in the service, so prior to him being in the gym at 7, boxing wasn't in the picture for the family.
It was more like
Something he tried as a kid.
Right, as a kid. But I'm saying when you were off in the service, the family was at home. Boxing wasn't. You were focused on the family, right? Boxing
Right.
was the thing. And then when he got in the gym, you're like, okay, let me pick up where I left
off.
and start this new journey.
Right.
So you
And
started
we had
coaching
this journey
up.
together.
Right.
So I was looking at it as a father-son thing. But man, and you know how the gym is, man. The coach, he's like, man, I need some help. Can you think you can help me out? Can you hold some this one, whatever? And I'm like, I got to a point where I was like, I'm gonna have to either help this coach, or I'm gonna keep boxing with my son, training and stuff. And the problem with that is, if I do that, then the coach ain't gonna be able to put as much time into all the kids, into him, to give him what he needs.
Right.
So I was like, all right, well, I'll do both.
Right.
And then both ended up turning into a coach.
Right.
So I was like, man, so kind of had to give up that spot and, give up my dream again because it was his time. It's, he's my son. It's kind of like they told me when I was 16, they said, look, congratulations, you're going to have a kid. I was like, cool. He's like, it's no longer about you.
Right.
And I'm like, what does that even mean?
You learn.
Learn.
I told each one of my children who's had kids that exact statement, and they looked at me exactly what you did. What does that mean? You gonna, if you're gonna do it right, you'll find out.
Yeah.
And
so when he's boxing and stuff, and I asked him, what do you want to do? What do you want to do with it? Where do you want to take it? He's like, man, I want to go to the Olympics. I want to win a medal, and then we go pro. I said, is that sure? Are you sure you want to do that? He said, yeah, that's what I want to do. I said, I tell you what, you promise me you're gonna put 100% into this, and I promise you, I'm gonna do everything I can to get you there. So.
And what was mom's reaction to all this? She was on board?
that's something we don't get into that we need to start getting into.
Well, so I have 5 kids from my first wife, and then I'm married again, had more kids, but she wasn't too much for his boxing.
Mm.
You know? And so there's a lot of history behind that. But that was one of the, you know, kids grow up in the hood. One of their hardest issues is getting out of the hood to do boxing.
Right.
That was one of his Achilles. That part of the aspect of boxing, when someone else doesn't want you to do it,
Mm-hmm.
then you gotta, it's an uphill battle.
Yeah.
You know, and that was, man, it was pretty tough. But it's like when I'm gone, if I'm doing something in the military, because I'm in the reserves, so we TDY or get deployed or whatever we do, he's at home. A lot of times he didn't make it to the gym.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so it was tough on him, because when you're trying to train for summer games, Texas games, you're trying to train for Silver Glove.
There's no off season. Yeah,
Ain't
you
no
can't
off
afford
season.
to not.
Yeah, so he's at home trying to do whatever he can at home, trying to work out at home. But it's not the same. We're not in there sparring and getting ready for it, or have a coach to guide you to the next steps.
Mm-hmm.
So that was one of his uphill battles, and to get to where he be.
Was this his biological mama, or his your wife that was in the way? She didn't want to box. Okay.
Biological.
Yeah, that's a hard one. That's a
Yeah.
tough one.
Nah, man, I almost got put in jail for all this stuff, man. It was crazy.
Yeah, man. That's why there's a design that family's supposed to be, that we learn much too late, man.
Yeah.
You know, the reasons why it's supposed to be the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
But so you end up in there. Did you have Isaac, like, as far as all this moving around, or was okay? So
Yeah. So
he was with you
Yeah, my kid's been with me
all the
my
time.
whole ride.
So y'all end up in the woodlands.
Ended up in the
He was
woods,
14.
14, and so he's at this height, this level, good level,
Right.
but he's not progressing. So when you get to a point where you're in the boxing gym and you're not progressing, something got to change. And so I remember even from the San Antonio area, when we did JOs, we'd fight Houston. You know, when we did Silver Gloves, we'd see Houston and everybody else, you know. So I remember seeing Coach Rudy at these tournaments and stuff. You know, I never really talked to him. I was like, man, these boys go hard.
Right.
Little 8, 9, 10-year-old kids smashing through the competition. You know, so just, you know, that's how I knew him.
Right.
And then,
Who is this guy?
yeah.
Yeah.
And so we ended up in the local Junior Olympic tournament here in Houston, because now we moved here. So now we changed LBCs. And I seen Coach Rudy, and he looked at me like, hey, what you doing here? I was like, hey, what's up, Coach? I was like, nah, we just moved to the Houston area. And he was like, well, you gonna let me train your son? And I looked at him and I laughed, you know, I was like, oh, it's all good, man, you know, but I appreciate it, you know. And so I kind of like, man, that's kind of weird. I didn't know he looking at us, you know.
Right.
And so then ran into him a couple more times, same question, just, you know. And then, like I said, once I got to that point where Isaac wasn't progressing anymore,
He was stagnant.
he was stagnant.
Right.
It was, I remember we were at Knockout Factory. I want to say it was probably the JOs again. And he's like, hey man, when you gonna let me train your son? And I looked at him. I said, hey, let's talk about that.
Right.
And he looked up like, what?
And y'all was living up north still.
Yeah.
And he's on the east somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when you made it to Houston though, like when you were in San Marcos and San Antonio area, and you came back to Houston, how many fights did Isaac have?
Isaac had about, I want to say, 50 fights.
50 fights before he even got to Houston.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And he would have had a lot more, but because of his weight class, it's hard to find fights. And I mean, we went from 8 years old to 14 in San Antonio area. We went all over because they have fights all the time.
Right.
You know, put him in, weigh him in, see what happens, you know. I remember it was he was trying to get his second fight, I believe. Second fight. And he weighed in. They were like, well, there's two 8-year-olds, and no, there's 3 8-year-olds, so you might be able to fight. So he goes and weighs in. One 8-year-old didn't make it, and the other 2 8-year-olds matched up. So
Right.
he's sitting there in the ring side, and he's sitting there crying, like a little baby crying. I'm like, man, be quiet, man. What you doing? And so this lady looks, she turns over, she's like, oh, mijo, what's wrong? And he's like, I can't fight. What do you mean you can't fight? Nobody can fight. And she's like, what? I was like, yeah. I was like, so I told her what happened, and she's like, nobody, I got an 8-year-old. She goes, you come to the next show, I got a fight for you. Set up another fight. But that lady was so impressed, he's sitting there crying.
Little pit bull dog right there, just mad.
Because he couldn't fight.
That's something.
And so, and so he probably, man, shoot, I don't know how many fights he would have had if he would have fought at every show we went to. But so he came to Houston, went around 50 fights.
So how did you manage getting from the Woodlands, Magnolia? I know you moved to the Woodlands, you said, or near the gym. How did y'all manage getting in the Ruby? Over there on the, I don't know which gym he was at the time, but I'm sure.
State pit off of I-10.
I-10, but still east?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right by Pasadena.
Okay, so this was a hike.
Yeah. So I ended up coaching a few days a week as opposed to all the time at the Woodlands, and then driving them there for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's about.
So you were still coaching in the Woodlands?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I was trying to figure out what I was going to do. But man, that was a lot.
A trek.
Yeah. And so finally, I decided that I was going to go ahead and jump on board, because what Rudy was doing with ice, man, I was like, man, that's what I needed.
Right.
So.
And how many fighters did Coach Rudy have at this time?
Like maybe 7 or 8.
So
He keeps it small but packed, stacked. And so that's when I ended up transitioning over from the Woodlands to joining Rudy's team.
Right.
And so now I had to get off of work, go home, pick him up, and drive all the way back to Houston
In the evening.
in the evening.
That's 2.5 hours worth of driving.
Yeah.
There and back.
Yeah. Needless to say, Isaac turned 16 and we got him licensed.
Right.
Right. And Mama got him a car.
Right.
And so it made it a whole lot easier. So it turned for him driving an hour, 2 there, an hour back, and me driving an hour and back.
How fast did his light bulb come on dealing with Rudy? Meaning his rejuvenation of learning new stuff and then wanting to hit it hard, because a kid crying, he can't fight.
So
that's his world, fight.
Yeah. So with Rudy, he ain't gonna just pick anybody up.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta really show him something that he can work with. He wants to make sure it's gonna be a good fit.
Right.
So basically, it's kind of like a tryout
Before commitment. Right.
And so we went out there, and
Signed with a great coach.
yeah,
Go ahead.
we went out there, and he did some work with him. They did a workout, and he liked it. Isaac liked it, and he showed him a couple of different things. Because me, I was real into fundamentals of boxing. Straight punches. Everything has to be certain textbook style.
Mm-hmm.
And so with that, Coach Rudy, he works off of fundamentals, and he puts a little twist to it for the boxers. So
To fit
the boxer's need, because a lot of coaches like to.
Another thing.
A lot of coaches like to train everybody the same way. I'm a left-handed coach, and I'll train you all to be left-handed, and I'll show success. Coach Rudy,
I call it assembly line.
Assembly
and
line.
You'll be successful as long as the fighter fits the assembly line. The problem with
Right.
that is the ones who uh,
Fit.
don't become successful, and then the kid walks away thinking it's him.
Right.
Well, no, you know, you can't say that's not a good coach if he's reaching success with what he does. But at the same time, again, I say this a million times. Tommy Hearns walks into the Catskills, he quits boxing,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Instead, he was where he was, and he became one of the greatest fighters ever.
Yep.
So putting that twist on fundamentals in order for it, that's the way to say it, in order for it to fit that particular fighter, again, signs of education.
Yeah.
Coach. So assembly line is great. People get it.
Yeah.
I mean, some people become successful, put out world champions and Olympians. But what happens if the Iceman goes down there and he don't fit the assembly line? All of a sudden you tell him he ain't good. No, maybe not. You know. But go ahead. Yeah. That's my
Yeah,
opinion.
so
on that.
he had about 6, 8 different.
Now, at this time, and as Coach Sosa, I mean not Coach Sosa, Coach Rudy, who had developed, or did he have a star in the stable?
His whole stable was stars.
Okay.
He had Rudy, Roy, Jesse, Marlene.
Oh, okay. So
Roma.
this,
Yeah, he had big hitters.
yeah,
And like I said, a lot of them won national champs.
right.
And they all had different style of fighting. So right there it kind of told me he don't do the center line. He makes what a boxer got and makes their skills better.
Right.
And that's what caught me right off the top. So when he's showing Isaac these things, these little differences, when you throw your right, throw a little bit more this way, move your head a little bit more so you're not in the firing line. And he's like, man, it makes sense. It's kind of like, even I was the same way. Me and him were looking at each other like, man, it's right in front of our eyes. But sometimes you need that difference or that somebody that got that eye for it. And so day one, he was ready to go. He was ready to go back the next day.
So he found a fit.
Just like that.
And how was he though when, because, I asked that question earlier, and sometimes we have guests in here and we're talking about, 10, 20 years, 15 years that they started, but I mean, this is, recent, 2-3 years ago, max, right? 2 years ago?
4 or 5
5
years ago? 5 years ago. 5 years ago.
So yeah, so Coach Rudy did have Jesse, he did have Marlene, how was it,
I've been in them gyms, bro, and they don't all look the same, and they all kicking ass,
right.
And what he's saying is gospel truth. Rudy, since I've been here competing,
Yeah.
08 maybe, he's acting like pulling his coattail needed. I done told him this. Cause we don't talk boxing. Just how you doing, coach? How you doing, man? And go on,
Real private.
Right. But if you fighting elite, okay, we gotta be in shape, number one, right? Because like you said, he's got, not only do they know how to fight, they're in tremendous condition.
Yeah.
So, and there's several. There's other gyms as well, but that's one of the things that stand out. What I mean is there are also gyms here that I just go ahead and mark it in the win column before I even get there,
right.
because they all fight the same.
Yep.
This is how I beat them, and I'm gonna beat him, and him. It doesn't matter.
Right.
Whereas him, for instance, it's not like that. You got to be able to adjust and fight who's in front of you. So, and it's been like that since I've been here. Competing in Houston. So he's absolutely one of the top trainers, and his stuff speaks for itself.
Yeah.
His product speaks for itself. But so him elevating Isaac just makes all the sense in the world.
Yeah, and that's when I was like, I didn't have no intention of going with Rudy. I was just trying to get my son help.
Right.
So and I'm seeing all this, I'm like,
Being a dad. Right.
Yeah, so I'm like, man, the coach in me is like, man, I gotta get back over here somehow. So
Right.
that pulled me over to want to learn from him, And
Right.
so
And we've had guests like Marlene and Jesse, and they talk, they have fond memories and talk highly of Isaac. But how was it for Isaac being with that caliber of fighter, being surrounded by it? Was he excited? Did he take it all in?
He was excited because, like I said, he's at a high level in his boxing. These other guys are at a high level in their boxing. You know, they're if not the top 3 in the nation in their weight class, 1 to 3. You know, so they're in the same kind of caliber, but just different weight classes.
Right.
And so for him, they mix well because, like with Rudy and Roy, Isaac, they were all around the same age. They all had the same amount of fights. They've all been to the big stage, and so they have a lot of similarities. And so they really, you know, they bonded real good, like, you know, because they all understand where they come from. They all understand the hard discipline that it takes.
What it's taken so far
Yeah.
to get to where they were.
Right. And so he felt like they can help him and he can help them keep climbing, keep getting there.
Right.
And so his team, the elite team, man, he definitely had a love for them.
And that's a perfect example where, not to beat a dead horse, but Jesse, Marlene, Ice, they don't fight each other. They're different fighters.
All different
And
fighters.
all peak performing fighters, all ranked top guys. So you had them in, and if you as a trainer was able to, you know, hey, you know, I get a lot of shit because I say exactly what I mean.
Right up the top of the dome.
And I don't mean that, I don't intentionally, I don't even, half the time I ain't even thinking about nobody.
Right.
I'm saying what I mean. And people get offended and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's not that, man. So when I say you want to be a coach, you want to be involved in boxing, man, we want you to be involved in boxing. We want people to come coach and get in the gym, man. Get under a trainer. If you have a certain level of understanding in your own boxing, whether you fought, was around it, whatever the case, then you go get in the gym and do your own damn apprentice. Get under a guy. Listen, man, what you've learned under Rudy, I'm guessing, what you've learned under Rudy is invaluable. You can't buy that.
Can't buy it.
So, all that does is make you a better trainer. Elevates your, why? Because he's successful. You're not guessing. This works. And so when I make posts and stuff, because I'm really frustrated when I see these kids getting beat up.
Right.
These kids not fit. Or the coaches who's at a certain level, and I'm sitting here telling you, go get in the gym, man. Go get under a trainer. And then I catch heat for it. Not to me, but you know, everybody's gonna let me know what's being said, and I'm going, but I'm just telling you the truth.
Yeah.
Look, dude, I haven't ran nobody away. I've had people run themselves off.
Right.
But what trainer do you know if a guy comes in, an adult guy with a kid or whatever, and they're really honest and doing the work and wanna learn it, what trainer runs them off? Nobody. It's boxing.
Right.
Coaches love coaching.
Yep.
Be it an adult, a child, a teenager, whatever the case may be. So while these guys are guessing and trying to figure it out on the fly, which maybe some people have to do that. Maybe there's a place with no gyms and you the only guy and you only fought till 8 years old, and so now you're trying to train fighters. I understand that. I understand that exists. But if you in Houston, Texas, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
Because it's great trainers on each side of this gym, city,
Yeah.
including 2 right here,
Yeah.
a mile apart.
Mile apart.
And I know he had no problem letting people in the gym, and some of them shitted on him, some of them did right, some of them, you know, we don't run people off, man, they run themselves off. So that's all I say, man, is quit guessing, man, because this is not basketball, this is not baseball, this is a kid at 8 years old getting punched in the head. And you only get so many of those.
Yeah.
Until it's over with. So, man, I'm sorry if I don't say things in a manner that
It's not lit from harm.
as
Well, there's some things that you can sort of say I'm sorry, but not for that. Not when you're protecting the kids. At the end of the day,
Right.
there should be no politically correct fucking way to say, listen,
you fucking that kid up,
The
man.
problem
fucking
is,
that
the
kid
problem
up,
is we're in a
right.
politically correct world.
Yes.
And that's what makes you the enemy for doing the right thing.
Yeah.
You know, and I will tell you this, I've seen a lot of coaches like that, man. I've seen a lot of coaches. And that's why I said, I've coached plenty of people that get to that national level.
Mhm.
You know, but man, that make me as humble as somebody that didn't know how to hold some mints. Because I eat it up, you know. And man, I know if what you talking about is real, I know. Because I can see it. But I can say one thing, man. I was thinking the same thing you was talking about right now. I was thinking about this morning, and there was one coach that I know that actually kind of did that, just went and started doing his own thing, and I'm like, man. And it's like I want to get involved with him to kind of tell him this and that, but you know what?
Your instinct was to help, though. As a trainer, your instinct to help.
Yeah, because he wasn't getting nobody hurt, but he wasn't really helping it. And then he's been doing it for a couple years, and he's actually been successful. And I seen what he did. I saw him be that humble guy and learn from other people. And even though he didn't go to another gym and learn, he was still learning and figuring it all out. And he's actually the one guy that I know that actually made it happen.
Through trial and error.
Through trial and error,
He figured out
he
how to do it.
succeeded. But the rest of them I see don't really get that far. But I was really impressed with him this morning. I wish I could say the name, but I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah,
But
we
man,
know. That's not our intention with the podcast either.
Oh, no.
The funny thing is, all coaches know all the coaches that know the coaches ain't shit.
Yeah.
So they talk about it, laugh and giggle, but that ain't what we here for.
Yeah.
We here to help, and I'll tell you, man, those. I used to, you know what I did, man, on social media, bro? I had a mental block that I will not unfriend anybody. I will not do it to say, you know why? Because what you say don't bother me, right?
Right.
Now, and it doesn't. But boy, was that a stupid ass thing to do, because, let me tell you why. Because people are contrarians, man. People are troublemakers. So once I started getting unfriended myself for not being politically correct or saying things that people want to distance themselves from, even though I haven't said anybody's name, ain't threw nobody under the bus.
Yeah.
There was a particular guy that I liked. I still like him. And I look up one day and I said, oh, well, goddamn, I done said something to him and hurt his feelings. Being a guy, you know, say, dude, if I hurt your feelings, bro,
No.
I probably wasn't even intending that. And if it sounded like it, man, I'm very much the guy you could say, Coach, you was talking to me, because we can iron it out. And I was told, nah, man, you just say things that I don't want nobody to link me to you. Affiliate. I said, well, that's fair. That's a good thing. Maybe I don't want to affiliate with certain people. You know what I'm saying? And bro, I only accept you on social media if I know you or you're involved in boxing.
Yep.
And the minute I see you just a contrarian or a guy who
instigator,
something like that, boop,
Gotta go.
I don't need that shit in my life, man. I gotta.
it makes your
That was the greatest thing I ever
it makes your
realized.
daily-
Quit putting that block on myself, because,
less stressful,
dude,
builds anxiety.
dude,
Yeah.
you know I talk about all the things you ain't supposed to talk about. Politics, religion,
Right.
boxing. And me and a guy could not agree on shit. And we could still be friends, talk, conversate. I'm not saying nothing personal. I don't take nothing personal. If I take it personal, I say, hey man, are you get personal? You know?
Yeah.
But those guys who have underlying animosity and stuff that creeps in and it shows you, oh man,
Yeah.
I ain't got time. I was telling Marlene that. Man, they ignore that shit. Because what do they know? They just here to cause a problem.
Right, right.
Yeah, man. I'm like,
I think it's funny. I think it's funny is the people who hate you or hate on you in the real world are still the ones that are following your fucking move on social media.
Yeah.
it's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. Yeah.
But I'll tell you this though, like for me, I got all walks of life on my Facebook. And when you said that dude's like, I don't want to be affiliated with you and your actions or your words or whatever, that don't mean just because you don't want to be affiliated with it don't mean that you got problems you can't be on social media together or whatever. Because for me, I mean, I'm about as straightforward as it can be. And so if I'm affiliated with a friend, you know, that, you know, they going way out there doing whatever, I'm gonna let that be known. Be like, man, I don't know what's wrong with my guy here, you know. So as long as the people know who you are, then if anybody's doing something on the other side, that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing, you know.
Well, you know what it is, and I had to realize that we're all different people, and we're all built different, and it's not a put down. It's just we're actually different. We all come from different backgrounds, different upbringing, and a lot of people don't want any bumps in the road. You know, they
Right.
as much as they can limit, they rather limit. And the older I'm getting, the more I'm like that, right? So I get it, man. You know, if I'm a source of friction by my words, oh man, I wouldn't talk to me neither.
Yeah.
So I get it.
But we live in a different culture too. So
I just like to know
Everyone-
that's how you feel.
everyone
Don't pretend that ain't how you feel.
Right.
Let me know that's how you feel, and guess what? We don't gotta talk. It's that simple, man.
Right.
Because I never look for evidence. I don't want everybody to gang up on me, with me, to prove me right. No, I believe the shit I'm saying. I don't care if none of y'all do.
Right.
So those things, man. It's funny, man. Human. Yeah, man. And social media started out a good way to touch back with people or family that you don't get to see. No, man, it turns quick to if you vote for a certain person, you the enemy. Well, look, man.
Shit, Facebook got you all figured out. You go to that little, they'll tell you you're conservative. And,
Hey, you know,
you leaning towards this.
if you're a fan of a certain fighter,
Yeah.
you the enemy now.
Yeah.
What? That's identity politics right there. That's you think this guy represents you. This guy has nothing to do with you, man.
Right. You probably know your name.
Don't know your name, let alone, you know, if you knew everything else he does, you probably wouldn't want to be a fan, you know.
Right,
So
right.
I find that funny, man, that the emotions that come
Get
across.
stirred
And we
up.
can all get hot.
And the funny thing about it is, man, I'm an IT guy.
Mhm.
So I've been dealing with Facebook, MySpace, all kinds of, you know, social media. People take it to heart, you know, and it's like, man, they put their whole life on there.
Identity is
You know?
it's something, man. So y'all get down there by Ruby, bro, and boom, take off. He's kicking at it. Now he's 15, 16 years old. When did he start competing in national tournaments? Did he?
Since he started off at Silver Glove.
Oh, you.
Yeah.
He was in. He was
Yeah,
all
we
in.
went, yeah, he was all in. Silver Gloves, Junior Olympics, and they didn't really go to Reno and then the older ones until a couple years, 17, 18, so he got old enough to go.
Is he the? Was he the only one interested in boxing?
Well,
Of the kids?
him and then my other son boxed, and I have a daughter that boxed too.
Mm-hmm.
She started out, I think she was 8. She started her, or maybe 10, I can't remember. But her little sparring partners were Jewelry Rodriguez and Jocelyn Pettis.
Okay.
So those two girls are national champs,
Right.
multinational champs. And she was in it for about a year or two, I think, and then she got out.
Mm-hmm.
my other son Lolo, he's been boxing. He likes to train, and then he likes the sparring, he likes the boxing. He just don't like the politics, and he don't like to work out.
He likes the competition though.
He likes the competition, but I told him, I was like, man, I was like,
That doesn't make for success in the long run.
your brother don't get to where he's at because he does just that.
Right.
It's all the little things that he has to do to get to there, and so he goes in, he talks about, he's talking about coming back, you know, but he don't like to work out and he don't like politics.
Right. Find something else. Go to the gym and work out for in spurts and spar a little bit, get it out your system.
Get it out your system. Or I might just bring him just to spar. You know?
Right.
And he's sparring. Matter of fact, I was trying to get him to go today. I was like, they gonna do sparring today, man, get your stuff.
Right.
And so the one that I'm probably gonna have to deal with again, because man, it's a life journey, man. All the national tournaments, regional tournaments, local tournaments, shows, been all over the nation with Isaac, you know, for years. It's fun. I just don't look forward to doing it again. But my 2-year-old, he's walking those same steps that Isaac was walking.
Come on, you can notice that little
Man, he's
Yeah, I saw him. You said as soon as he came out the womb, he had
As soon as he came out the womb, yeah.
you mean what?
Yeah, Isaac had him doing pull-ups at 1 year old.
That's crazy.
1 year old, man. This kid, he's in the garage hitting the bag. He loves the speed bag. I don't know, it's because it makes the noise or whatever. He's in that thing.
Yeah, he likes it.
And every night, man, I'm trying to go, you wanna fight? You wanna fight? And I'm like, no. I was like, bap. I was like, come on, man.
So, man, the Iceman,
he was real deal. One thing I wanted to tell you about too was, you know, we're talking about coaches and learning and stuff like that. One of his biggest connections with Rudy was his loyalty. Man, and Coach Rudy will sit there and tell you all day, you ain't gonna find nobody more loyal than he was. You know, boxers go through things with their coach. They got ups, they go down, they leave, they might leave, they angry for some reason, whatever.
Emotions, all kinds of everything.
Or whatever, you know. And we've had boxers leave our gym, come back, or whatever. You know, I remember this one time, had a boxer that was leaving, another one was talking about leaving, just because things ain't going their way.
Right.
And so Isaac, man, he got hurt, man. He was really hurt about it. And he was upset and angry that they would do that to his coach.
Right.
You know,
he took it personally.
Yeah, he took it personally. And he was like, he sent that text message to Coach Rudy. He was like, man, he was like, Coach, I just want to let you know, no matter what happens, no matter where we go, I always got your back. You know, and so it's something to that kind of. I got the text message
To that effect, right?
To that effect, you know, where Coach Rudy was the one that told me about it. And he was like, man, he kind of opened up his eyes, you know. And so I went back and I read it and I was like, man, this kid talking like grown man with spirit.
Maturity,
yeah, man. And so it blew my mind.
Coach is always talking about how coaches are always the ones that get shafted at the end of the deal. And
not as a complaint though, just as fact. That's just what happens.
Right. At the end of the day, you get Abel Sanchez.
and
That's the new one, the Abel Sanchez.
That's where I
You ain't for that motherfucker.
What in the world is that?
What I want to know is what kind of money Triple G was offering them. Because he probably
2%.
Was it 2%?
Oh man.
Yeah, 2%.
But that was.
You better. We got kind of don't blame him because it's his last ride. He ain't gonna make more money. Abel can always go get another boxer.
Hey,
but his thing is
it's business, man. I didn't pick a side on any of that. I really didn't. I said that publicly that the coach gets the true job in the end because of the nature of the business. Look, man, I never speak of loyalty. I don't. You know why?
You can't speak on loyalty.
Because I believe wholeheartedly in it, right? So I'm not gonna tell you how loyal I am. You'll respond to the loyalty.
To the actions.
Now, I don't believe there's nothing wrong with, like you said, coach saying, man, I believe loyalty is high priority, right? Because I do too. But to sit back and see my fighters in conversation and they may say something like that, like, hey, coach, what do I look like leading coach or whatever, you know, something like that.
Yeah.
That makes me proud. But I also know the nature of the business. I was born into this business, right? And whether or not I was a successful boxer or did anything, listen, man, I was a street guy. Boxing was a flash in the pan as a kid because we all did it, and then life took over. And I, much like you, I started having kids at 16, and you know, bill money became a priority. But and all the trouble that comes with it when you're in the wrong setting.
Yep.
But here's the truth of the matter is a trainer, if he's coming from a genuine spot, and it's hard not to, man, when you train with these guys and you see, you see all their flaws, you see all their, you know, these kids come from fucked up homes, they come from terrible backgrounds, they come from great backgrounds with terrible homes,
Right.
and they have no idea that if they reach a certain level of success, the vultures come because it's about money. Now, if I'm a big deal promoter and I'm keeping this particular trainer on staff, and I got a fully functional gymnasium, we got people on the team with nutrition, all the new stuff that's happening. Kid, national champion or Olympian or whatever. Kid, listen, I'll give you this 40 grand signing bonus, and now you live in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Now you live here, now you live there. And it's a bitter pill to swallow as a trainer, but at the same time, you gotta go, son, this is what we was working for. This is what we were working for.
Yeah.
And I'll be damned.
They like staying.
I'll be damned if I block. If you want to come back and give me something, be seen at the gym, I appreciate it, love you for it. But as a trainer, you gotta be like, it's almost a life of heartbreak, you know, because at the point, do you handcuff them? You know, no, man, that ain't why we was doing this, man, because you want to change your situation, and now the ability to change your situation is right here. And because it's a business, not a sport,
Yeah.
I got to let you go, you know. And sometimes a trainer's gonna have to do that because the boxer get caught up in it, and then some boxers say, "Man, fuck you, next, on to the next," you know, because they don't think you're as important as they did 10 years ago,
Right.
or 5 years ago.
Right.
I didn't feel like I could win if you wasn't in the corner. Now all of a sudden it's me. I did,
Right.
you know. And those are the bad cases. And then there's cases where, you know, I've seen fighters say, "I hear you, promoter, man, and yeah, he can be the head trainer, but my trainer's got to come."
Yeah.
And he pays him out of his own pocket, or he finagle something with them if he's valuable enough.
Right.
And the truth of the matter is, promoters and managers understand this is how he's successful. They try to keep it together as much as they can.
Right.
But sometimes it's almost you can't do it, you know. So it's a scary business, man. And so when you look at Sanchez, and I took the long way around, but when you look at A1G, I just say it is what it is, man. And it's easy to look from the outside and go, it's big dollars, it's a lot of decimal points, and boy, that's greedy and stuff, kind of like what Sanchez said. But then at the same time, here's a dirt poor peasant Kazakh who done hit it, done won, and guess what? This is the cash out time.
Yeah.
So, coach, I need to make sure my kids is straight. So that 100 grand you made a fight, we got to do it to 70 or whatever the case may be. But we gonna
keep rolling with it.
Your 2% is more than that 10%. Now that this contract's worth this, let's make it happen. The only thing that made me sad was that they couldn't come to an agreement.
But this is
But
where,
who knows who wouldn't budge?
This is where I disagree, because I was with you all up to, how long was Abe Sanchez with him?
9 years.
9 years. So I can understand if
Triple G was a silver medalist before that.
Hold on, that's where I was set to go.
Yeah, let's say
World.
let's say I was a coach, and I'm not by any means. Let's say I was a coach and I was a good coach and I helped develop this kid, and I was with him for 9 years. And I'm talking about the title shots, everything that he's doing, and getting him to that point. It's one thing if I was an amateur coach and I got him to the big show, and like you said, okay, I reached my limit, there's nothing more that I can teach him, and now it's off to send him to chase his millions. It'd be one thing I could understand and say, okay, yeah, you know, that's what you're supposed to do. But Abe got him there. Abe helped him. He was with him for these title shots 9 years, and now, like you said, it's time to cash out. Okay, well, take care of the fucking people who helped got you there. I'm with Abe on this one. I think there's a big difference as where, okay, you prep somebody, you get him to the show, and now it's like, okay, he's gonna need someone else to get him over, to get him to the next level and to chase those millions versus, nah, man, I've been with you since day one. I've helped you got there, and now that you're going to cash out and it's the end of your career, you're going to say,
well, I don't see it as a with A or with G situation. I see it as what it is. It's business, and it's ugly. It's sad. You build rapport. You build up a relationship. All
well,
those
of course
things.
it's business, but what I'm saying is there's a difference. There's a difference in what you did and what happened with Isaac, and you said, what was the word that you used? What was the word where he plateaued?
Yeah,
where he plateaued.
He hit the ceiling.
You hit a ceiling, and you recognized that, and you said, I need to bring someone else in to get him to the next level. There's a huge difference between that and then, or you know, going all the way with a fighter, and at the end, where it's the end of the show, and you're doing your curtain call, and you're sort of saying, well, here's a little something. Appreciate it. Now,
well, you would like to think that they would come up with a resolution.
Absolutely.
You would like to think that, but
Yeah.
who knows?
And yeah, I agree, it's a business.
Who knows?
But I think Abe got fucked up.
That's why the paperwork matters, man. Be friends, love each other. There's plenty of people love each other. Don't talk. They don't talk to each other no more because they didn't have the paperwork, and one of them got the Abel Sanchez.
Right.
Right.
Bam.
Bam. right in. But that's what I'm saying. That's letting emotions.
That's business.
Being involved.
It's business, but it was bad business.
Maybe so. Maybe so.
Bad
It's
business.
neither. To me, I don't look at it.
But I can tell you one thing though, as far as having to let people go or getting in those kind of situations, as a father of a guy that you train and, you know, shout out to, you know, Coach Joe and Coach Simon from San Marcos that started them all, you know. I'm in here in the Woodlands with him figuring out the next step. So for me, now I can be that coach and say, you know what, let's do some things that can help elevate you. But from what I'm seeing from the boxing world, from its past, fathers and sons don't really mesh too well after a certain amount. You know, you got Mayweather, and then you got all these. It becomes it comes into like what you're saying. It turns into a business, and now you got emotions because of the family. And now I'm saying I got to get something so where he can move on to that next level. But as his coach, getting all these nationals, doing everything for him as his dad. That was the hardest thing in boxing for me to do, was give Coach Rudy,
Let go.
my son.
Right.
Man, it was hard. And the bad thing about it is, I see all these people that want to do that, and they don't give them up. They
don't make
sit
the
there, well,
decision.
you know what, let's do this. Well, we go home, we need to train like
End
this.
up hindering him. And
Yeah.
you're wasting your time.
So what? So Coach Rudy took over. He got involved with coaching. What happened after that with his career? What's some of the highlights?
He won nationals in New Mexico. He stayed at that elevated at that national level. A lot of it was just basically getting ready. Because like I said, he's had that, but a lot of it is getting ready for his future. Your example, like when Marlene was helping us, sparring and getting him ready and stuff, she would give him different looks. So you can go spar somebody and they give you a certain look. You go spar somebody else, they give you a certain look.
Right.
Marlene has had all kinds of different looks when she's at. So what she brings to the table with him is he does certain things and she adjusts and changes it up. So now he's got to change and change and change. So he does that through the whole, through the whole sparring. And it's hard to find boxers like that, because most boxers, they do the one thing, So like for Isaac, because he adapts, and he would adapt in the sparring. You can't look at my son's videos and just think this is how he's gonna fight next week.
Right.
Because he's, so you gotta find people that work with him, to spar with him, that are that kind of mentality, to give him different looks. And so, that's why the different array of people in our gym was able to help him do that. So it was a blessing to be able to spar people like that and get that kind of knowledge.
Man, Facebook, we are live in here with Coach Martinez. We're talking about his son Isaac. We got a couple of comments. I think Ricardo Martinez, that's my nephew AD.
Oh yeah, and then my Aunt Abby.
Shout out to them.
Hey, let's get it, Brian. San Antonio.
Are they out from San Antonio?
My aunt lives in San Antonio, but she's from Bryan. And my uncle's from Bryan.
And so, what? Tell us more about this the tournament that you got going on.
So, Isaac passed away. He got to that wreck on Mother's Day and then passed away a few days later.
That was this year, Mother's Day? No, last year.
Last year, Mother's Day. Yeah, Mother's Day is coming up, man. It sucks because it's like Mother's Day is a great. It's
a beautiful special day.
Yeah, it's a special day for these women. Without mothers, where would we be? And so it's a time to honor. For me, him passing away, it's like, man, how do we get past that hump? It's like I don't even know what to do for my wife on Mother's Day because, that's the day Isaac got to that wreck. So it's tough and.
Now he was driving.
Yeah, he.
And go ahead.
So basically, we were at one of these shows at the Knockout Factory on Saturday, and then he went to one of boxers' house to go. They were playing video games and stuff all night. He's only like 2 exits away, and so he had to work Sunday morning on Mother's Day. Because he worked at Title Boxing, he was a trainer there.
Oh.
And man, that's a whole nother thing to get into. And
The corporate.
well, no, he the kind of coaching that he does, the love that he had for boxing and the love that he had for people. But I'm gonna finish on what happened, and then we'll go there. But so basically, he had to go to work, so he was pulling out, and it was foggy. He was trying to make it right, and then he got hit by an 18 wheeler. He didn't see it, and that was one of my biggest things was a whole other thing that we get into, And I'm gonna have one of the parents there from. We have a friend that died in October before, I believe, and she didn't have her seatbelt on. She took her seatbelt off to take a selfie in the back seat, and the dude flipped, and she was the only one that died. And so, and Isaac cried for her, you know. And so for me, it's like, man, he didn't have a seatbelt on. Now, he didn't have it on. Now, because he didn't have his seatbelt, he was later able to donate his organs because it knocked him to the other side instead of pinning him into and crushing him into between the 18 and the bar. But for me, it's like, man, had you just took a couple seconds to put that seatbelt on, you might not have got hit. So, and you know, so it's kind of like, man, no matter how much we tell these kids to do it, something still happens.
And I never put my seatbelt on. And every day that my wife gets in the car with me, or even my daughter, they tell me, put your seatbelt.
It's,
And I don't know, you know, I have a way of thinking, and I know I'm probably wrong, but I justify myself by saying, if I don't have my seatbelt on and I get into an accident, my body will be able to be thrown somewhere and not get hit, as opposed to keeping it strapped in and being pinned in.
Yeah, I had a buddy that was cut in half by a seatbelt. You see what I'm saying?
So we're not endorsing not wearing your seatbelt. Always wear your seatbelt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when they go talk about the Caleb Mills Foundation, you're gonna realize why it's really important to wear your seatbelt. I mean, because it's
listen, that's a little bit of justification.
Yeah, no, absolutely, 1000%.
Because the truth comes in when that little girl gets in the car and
Yeah.
you don't even question it.
Right.
Put your seatbelt.
Yeah.
So you know, but who knows, man? Who knows? And trying to fathom why things happen and how things happen and should you done this and should you done that. You know, these things are like faith. Up to the individual, you know, and that's why things like this happen and ruin people. Some of them, though they hurt and feel, you know, they change for the rest of their life.
yeah.
They make it and figure it out and understand that it wasn't up to you anyway. You know, these things, whether you believe in chance or intelligent design, that's neither here nor there. Because you couldn't do a damn thing about it. You know, and it hurts, and you try to become a better person, man. And if you got other kids and a wife, and you know, what do you do? Do you quit? Do you let things ruin everything, or I think you celebrate the one you lost and start thinking about what would he do? Did he ever quit? Was he mature? When my father passed, man, it was devastating. It affected me deeply. And I remember being at his funeral and saying my thing. And a friend of the family says, say, man, because I'm lost. I imagine you understand, or I may understand a fifth of what you went through or going through. And he said, let me ask you something, man. Would Pops want you to be sitting there ruining your life because he passed on? I said, what? You gotta think about that for a second. Sit down with him. And what would he tell you? He said, shit. I said, yeah, man. He said, cry, get it out. Cry tomorrow if you have to. Stress out, whatever you gotta do. But what would he tell you? Punk out? That's your move, man? You gonna quit, man? Everybody dies. Everybody's gotta do it. And man, I found some solace in it. Not that it fixed anything. Not that you don't have them rough days and stuff, and I can't imagine about it. I'm not trying to equal that, brother. But think about it. This is a little guy who's successful, special, no doubt, because of the maturity level, the things he did, the things he that affected him, the wisdom he had at such a young age, as far as what you say he told his trainer. You know, that required thinking, that required thought, that required having an emotion and explaining it, right? Which is hard to do, even at this age, you know. So I think your son, not knowing him, would say, Dad, yeah, it sucks, man. I wish I was there too, bro. But we got Lolo, we got the girls, we got Mama, we got this. So look, man,
What's the
go listen to a record.
what's the youngest son?
Teo.
Teo?
Yeah, go listen to a record and have you one and come on back and get at it. You know what I'm saying? I think, you know, you gotta find some solace in that type of shit, man, because it's a hard life, man. And that was, I can't imagine, bro. I can't imagine. I remember when I seen that, I was like, oh shit, what do you do with this?
Yeah.
You know, what do you do with this?
Yeah, and a lot of people don't. A lot of people know Isaac for his success and stuff like that. But I don't know how many people know the other side of Isaac. Like why I'm doing this tournament, why I want to do this foundation, why I want to do all this, because like I said, he worked at Title Boxing. His favorite client was a kid, I think he had autism or Down syndrome, something. And this kid gave him 110%. You know.
Didn't know nothing.
Didn't know nothing. Didn't know half the stuff up here, but he knew exactly how to, you know.
Right.
And so Isaac took to heart with that, you know.
Right.
How many people gonna pass up a kid?
Right.
You know how much money is in that kid? No. Isaac did it for the love of the kid, for the love of the sport. You know, to teach people that maybe weren't able to do that. You know, weren't able to go and box or whatever. You know, just like him going to the gym, got his own whip. You know, and he'd come late. Man, why you late, man? Oh man, I had to pick up so and so needed a ride and blah blah blah. So his whole thing, man, he's real passionate about helping people, giving what he could, and
Selfless.
to me, what made him special is being a kid teaching his father things. So I'm like, man, if I'm learning from my own son, ooh,
That's
you
heavy.
know, yeah,
That's heavy.
you know, and so he even though I was seeing it and going through the hustle and bustle, I didn't actually see it until after he passed away, sitting back and reflecting on his life,
Clarity.
and I'm like, man, and it changed me.
Right.
You know, and that's why I want to pick that ball up, and I want to be able to help these kids that can't do it. You know, so all these tournaments and stuff that cost thousands of dollars. You know, big shout out to Plaza Construction. You know,
Yes.
Denver, Colorado. My aunt and uncle own that business, and anything I needed, pick that phone up, and they were there. You know. If I needed a plane ticket, if I needed this, if I needed, you know, pick a hotel, if I need something, whatever they need, they made sure Isaac got to those tournaments, he got to those nationals, he got to those regionals, he's got to go. And so we were blessed to have that kind of backup in case we needed it. And so he was real appreciative, and he wanted to pay that forward with whatever little he could, you know, because he's a kid, you know, whatever. And so that's what had him doing things. You know, he's giving away his gloves. Like, man, I just bought new gloves. What you doing? Well, you know, so ain't got a giving away a bag. He's doing this. He's helping people out. He's, you know, it's just constantly the gift that I didn't see until it was gone.
That makes it incumbent upon you to ensure he still lives. Just what I mean. Whether you know me, don't know me, I mention my father a lot because I think, you know, he's a big deal to me. And to ensure that he lives, lives on. What you want to call it? Legacy.
It's legacy.
I do what I do.
Boxing.
So when I see my guys with the younger guys, I smile and say that's how I'm gonna live. Long time. When I'm gone, rather I achieve anything, but right now I'm living. This so if something happens.
It's handed down.
So now, and man, it's funny how wealth, buildings, none of that shit really matters, man, because as far as I know, Moses didn't own shit. And Jesus surely did. And we all know who that is. So I think it's incumbent to keep the ones alive, to make sure he's remembered if they were to remember. And certainly in what, 18 years? He's worth remembering. Outside the box, it sounds like to me.
Yeah.
You know, so you already know I'm going to support anything I can anyway, as far as that young man, and because I think those are life changers, man. I think that autistic fella, or, you know, on the spectrum, I think they call him.
Yeah.
I think Isaac probably meant the world to him,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
So, can you imagine how hard he took it? You know, when he was able to
Realize.
right. So, I think it's very important, bro, to make sure he's remembered, because we think it's a long time, but it ain't a long time, man. Your son's son got to know who that was, and because if nothing else, it gives that person value. Because we're not accidents, man. Can you imagine, bro? Go back 10 generations. There was 10 generations. Had they not made certain decisions, you wouldn't be here.
Yep.
It's heavy, man. If that's in your DNA.
Yep.
Whether he was ducking Civil War shots or whatever,
Right.
you wouldn't have been here. It's not an accident. It's not an accident. So when you got special guys, it's important. I know it's important to me. It's important to me. And your son was nothing as far as related or anything to, and I speak on it. Man, this guy, you know, when you determine, let's do determine, because people are worth, the people who are worth remembering, we should,
Right.
right? Because that's what makes us who we are
How can
as a people.
how can people find information on the tournament?
BigIceBoxing.com.
Big Ice.
Boxing.com.
I'm gonna put that in the comment section right now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're still, you know, taking donations or sponsors or whatever. I'll probably stop that in like a couple weeks before, because I'm gonna make a banner with the companies and gyms that donated.
Big
Stuff
Ice,
like that.
right? Big
Yeah,
Ice Boxing.
BIGICE boxing.com. And so
That's I'm sure.
And you're gonna be doing these yearly?
yearly, man. It's yearly until
Where?
I can't do it no more. This year is gonna be at CDM.
CDM?
Yep. Memorial Weekend. Yeah, and so he's like, I want to be able to share with the rest of the boxing world who he was. You know, a lot of people, you know, they know he boxed, he could fight, he did this, you know, but they don't know his person. Like, they didn't know that's what he did at title boxing. You know, they didn't know, you know, he went to church, because a lot of his fundamentals and discipline are church based. You know,
Right.
it's stuff that he learned in church, and you know, you see people, boxers, they go in the ring, they do all this, or they, you know, praying and showing everybody, like, he was private, you know. They don't know that, you know, him and his crew, prior to going to the ring, you know, warming up and stuff, saying prayer. You know, he was not trying to do it in front of everybody. He does it because he wanted to be like that one-on-one before
It was
he
a
went
real
out there.
relationship.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, help make sure I don't hurt him, but he don't hurt me. You know?
Right.
And so that's the kind of things people don't know about.
Right. Right.
Coach Rudy will tell you, you know. Anybody that's in his corner that been back there, Coach Johnson will tell you that they you know, they say a little prayer before they go in. It's not, he wasn't that guy to be flashy or, you know, do all that stuff. He did all his stuff in the background. And then once he stepped into that ring, he was a total different person.
Right.
Went in there for business, he come out, and all of a sudden he's chilling. He's big ice.
Man, that's it.
Facebook, Instagram, we are live here at Grind Boxing Academy, talking to Coach Martinez. We've been chatting with him about what he has going on with the boxing tournament. Remember his son Isaac Martinez, Big Ice. You can always find out more information on the BigIceBoxing.com. Memorial Day. It's
Memorial Weekend.
Memorial Weekend.
Yeah, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Monday is Memorial Day, so y'all can chill and relax.
There you go.
You know, Sunday will be their
Yeah.
championship.
Yeah, get an extra day.
We're
Yeah.
going to be having the tournament at CDM out there in Greens Point Long. You got to make sure you look up the information, go out and support. We'll be there, right?
Absolutely.
I gotta pick
I'm
up-
all in,
I
bro.
gotta pick up one of those Big Ice shirts as well. Yeah, man, tremendous story.
Yeah, this kid he was special, man. It's, you know, it's hard to, I feel like his goals and his dreams fell up short. But even then, if he was alive, he would know that, I mean, everything's in God's time, you know. Had he not gotten to the accident, had he not been in that situation, there's like 6-7 people right now walking with his organs. As he's leaving this earth, he's still giving.
Still here.
I didn't realize that part.
Yeah, and so people, and that was real big for me because, like I said, I've always trained and taught my kids and stuff like that. My mom, she passed away because she needed a kidney. And, you know, she did the doubts and stuff, and finally she was gone. You know, I tried to give her my kidney. Her son didn't even match.
Right.
You know, so it kind of put a bad taste in my mouth that she was able to pass away and they couldn't get no kidney for her. You know? And so when he passed away and he's able to give people stuff that their loved ones like me, oh man, I don't even know who his kid is, but he gave me a liver. I don't know who his kid is, but he gave you my dad. He gave you a kidney. You know, and so that brings.
He's still here, bro.
Yeah.
That means he existed.
He still exists.
Yeah, man.
And
Yeah.
so, for me to give me that kind of gift to where I couldn't get it from my mom, but somebody else can be in my spot and take that, man.
Do you know who received the award?
I don't know
I don't
yet.
think
They
Sometimes.
It's up to the to the receiver, right?
yeah. So what they'll do is if we want to know, or if they want to know, they'll write to the people that do it, and then they'll reach out to us. I've gotten a couple letters about getting donated, and so they say it takes a while before.
Well, yeah. It's a strange thing how this thing all works out. I mean, and it's a bitter pill. I imagine, you know, you want your boy here, but to it's almost like a ripple, right?
Yeah.
So this kid did in 18 years what a lot of us probably won't do.
In a lifetime.
Yeah, we might check out this thing still not leaving a mark. And sound like a special kid, man. He existed, and you know what? There's several human beings walking around that exist because he existed. But it's heavy, man. That's real heavy when you think about it, man.
Yeah, man. He walked around with his stuff inside.
And
you can cut that piece out, and they put it under the microscope. That's Big Ice DNA.
1,000%.
You know what I'm saying?
No, he existed, and people exist because he existed. Man, hey, sure, he won it, but again, 18 years, bro, he did what I'm still hoping to do when
in that mentality, because they told us that, like, you know, I asked them, I was like, so can he get his organs donated? Because since he didn't have anything wrong, man, and he looked at him, he didn't.
Yeah, he's fit.
He didn't have. Yeah, there was nothing wrong. you know. And so I said, man, this kid's 18, he's been working out his life. He's
Strong.
like one of the best organs that somebody could possibly get as a teenager who's been working out all his life.
Yeah.
You know, and so I asked, and they're like, well, we got to find out, we got to do this and that. And then all of a sudden, they ran across his driver's license, and it said organ donor. So trying to figure out, trying to see if we want to do it or not, or make this big decision, whatever. He had made the decision.
Yeah, it don't matter. It don't matter what y'all say.
They already made the decision,
Right.
and he took that out of our hands.
We got
Selfless
Ruben-
kid.
We got Ruben Torres commenting saying he was a great kid.
Roman's dad, yeah, he was. Ruben spent a lot of time at the gym watching them. You know, Isaac and Roma putting in that work. You know, getting her ready, getting him ready. Yeah, man, that's family right there.
It's a foundation that
I'm working
in
on
the
it.
process.
It's in the process. Hopefully, it'll be done before next year.
And
It's basically, like I said, it's my goal is to help these kids that one can't pay to go to a gym, or two can go to a gym but need equipment.
almost like scholarship into the boxing gym.
Yeah.
Woo, that's a valuable.
Yeah.
Never even thought of that before.
I mean, we needed it.
Right.
You know, we need something like that, and there's so much. Because, like I said, what we can do is picking up where he left off.
Even you know, down the road, but even organ donation promote, you know, explaining his story, and this is he was able to still make a lasting impression in this world, man. Man, that's an unlimited. But I think that base, what you're talking about, man, that's something very much needed in the sport. Everybody knows this is a poor man's sport. We don't have the support that football, basketball, baseball, all these things have in the schools and stuff like that. And there's kids who can't afford to go to the gym. And the trainer is just charging enough to keep the damn gym open, man.
Well, for as long as he can till it shuts down.
Till it shuts down,
Yeah.
right? So if there's a call for somewhere that can help here and there with certain specific kids, and you know, you create whatever your deal is that they have to, right?
Yeah.
Be a community service, or whatever the case may be, right? So maybe we do a big ice painting the fence in a neighborhood because it's black, you know, whatever the case may be, and then you earn your gym dues.
Yeah.
Huh?
And there's another foundation out there. It's called Ice Spine Angel. James Lucas has that foundation.
Okay.
And so that's in memory of Isaac, and which, you know, they had Champ was his stable mate, and James's sister that passed away. And so what they do at least once a month is go out and feed the hungry.
Right.
You know, and they do that, and so it's kind of like an inspiration to keep making that happen, because that's what they did. That's who they are, you know. And so it's I feel like as a father, I never really could imagine what it's like to lose somebody like that. You know, people lost, you know, babies, or they lose kids when they're real older and they're older or whatever. And this guy was, you know, I had him, raised him since he was a kid to 18, a baby till he's 18, you know. And we spent hours talking about everything, because these drives are long, Arkansas, wherever, you know what I mean?
Right, absolutely.
So he was kind of like, you know, aside from my wife, he was like my best friend.
Right.
You know, so I knew everything about him. And so whenever you have that kind of relationship, it feels like it's on my shoulders to keep his legacy alive, by keep doing what he was doing. You know, and he, since he was a kid, he wasn't an adult. He's doing things at a small level. I want to be able to do things at a small level and expand on it. As like if he was still here, still doing just like that, and getting to that point.
And to continue telling his story, like we're doing right now,
Yes, sir.
gives guys on the team like us to keep it fresh, you know,
Relevant.
and growing relevant, and people saying, you know, till hopefully one day people just get involved and don't even remember, and then we got to remind them, hey
Yeah.
man, this is the kid that he did A, B, and C, and this is why, oh
We
shit,
had X, Y,
we
Z.
already was doing it because it was a good thing, you know. So telling his story, bro, it is imperative, it is essential to grow this thing in his name and make sure he remains, bro. And I know us over here, that's our whole thing. That's what we all about, that, man.
Yes,
So
sir.
so we'll continue to keep doing it, and I know you're gonna do your thing. And what was the one, Ice by Angel?
Ice by name.
Ice by
I'll
Angel.
post it. I'll go back and post some stuff.
Okay.
What you got going on right now as far as boxing?
We
You still coaching?
I'm still, man. I'm deep in it right now.
Okay.
You know, I still help coach at the O Athletics. I do a class.
I thought,
Talk to me.
tell me how out the loop I am. I thought y'all was at O Athletic and went and left.
No, we at O Athletics right now.
Open another. Oh, y'all going to?
No, we there.
Okay. What the hell I was thinking? I
We,
thought y'all went
it
open
was
the
2
gym.
years ago we had left and came back.
Okay. That's what I'm thinking. of.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
So
of.
we back there, and you know we doing it big there.
So y'all not far at all no more.
Mm-mm.
As driving way the hell out there
Right.
when Rudy was in that fire station. That's
Yeah.
way out there, bro. Y'all right. O Athletic is well, everybody should know what that big place is.
The Heights, huh?
It's
Yeah, in the Heights.
So
Uh,
you're doing
seven.
a class there?
Yeah, I
how's
help.
that
I
working
help
out?
teach a class. Little Rudy teaches a class there, so we go back and forth and stuff like that. But
How's
it's
it?
real good because it's just the fundamentals of boxing. It's not a cardio conditioning, blah blah blah. I mean, they have those, but this is specifically if you really want to learn boxing, this is the base of it.
And you guys are also training the team then?
And we have the amateur team there too. We have pro team there too. So if you ever think about going to fight amateur, start with that boxing class and then
Progress.
graduate.
Yeah.
When we think you're ready, we'll let you go talk to these coaches over here,
That's
and
it.
we go from there because.
How was it for you? How was it for you to continue training?
I'd imagine you
Oh,
feel
man.
like it's still
and
keeping him.
yeah.
It was tough at first. Like I almost didn't come back.
Okay.
Man, it was like I just wanted to get away from it because I spent so many years involved, so much time and effort, you know, coaching, officiating, you know.
And aren't you part of the
goal.
How are you?
I'm an official.
Okay.
I'm a level 2 official, but I do a lot. I do help them a lot. I do the websites, and I help manage the IT part of the golf because there's a lot of stuff involved now as opposed to 10 years ago. Like
Yeah.
now, USA Boxing has you registering every
Online.
fight, everything that goes in there.
Completely different.
Completely different. Everything's going electronics now. So I help a lot with that aspect of it. But I just, man, I felt like I couldn't. I felt like it's what he wanted me to do because that was one of the reasons why I got into officiating and started helping out, trying to figure out what's going on. Because if we don't, I mean, you can have a bunch of great fires and a bunch of, A1 stable, but if we can't fix it in the ring, officials, judges, refs, and all that, then what good is it going to be to you if you can't make it to the Nationals because we don't have our stuff done here?
Right.
And so, right now, we are hurting for officials. We don't have enough officials. So I'm doing my part into doing that.
What are some of the requirements to be official?
The requirements, you have to go through like as a coach, it's almost the same. But then they have take these courses and stuff, and then we have these classes, and then they go through and they train kind of like a shadowing them to, and then once everything was copacetic and
Y'all coach them up, don't just throw them in it, right?
Yeah.
So y'all out there who just sitting on your butts,
Man, if y'all want to
y'all
help
come
out,
Perfect way to get involved in boxing.
yes.
For these guys who want to be involved in boxing and think they can or whatever, man, you contact the golf, man, and I want to be official. I want to be whatever. They need help all the time.
Yep. golflbc.org, or we got the golf Facebook, or you can hit me up and I'll get you the information, whatever you need. Because like I said, the more we get people involved, as far as on the official side, the easier it is to make these shows, the easier it is to make these tournaments, the easier it is to showcase what we have in here. And then it'll help us on the regional level and on the national level.
Right.
Because I mean, we're doing good things. We're way up there ranking wise, the golf is.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like we got a ton of stuff on our shoulders.
Right.
So we can spread the well, man. And like for me, it's like if even half our gyms can give one person as an official, it'd help out tremendously.
Right.
Because so that's the politics of boxing, you know. So if my son got show camps because we don't have enough officials, it hurts my son.
Right.
It hurts these boxers.
Right.
So that's what kind of got me back into it, then got me back into the gym, and you know, when you develop a bond with the team like we had with Elite, it's kind of like it's family. You can't walk away from family.
Right.
And so that's what brought me back, you know, and that's what got me my drive to keep going, to help the golf, to help and just to be successful with it, you know.
y'all get out and get involved. The golf association needs y'all.
That you were a hell of a team over there. So
Yeah, you got.
I'm sure you play an integral. That's how you say it. Integral part over there, man.
What about the other day?
I can't remember, but who am I to be trying to talk right? Yeah, man. So yeah, you had every show I go to.
Yeah,
You know, working the tables, doing some judging, doing something, right? Yeah.
Keeping crowd control.
Crowd control.
Tell them settle down.
Yeah,
Settle down,
settle
man.
down a little bit, you know, because the more smoother it gets, and see, that's what people don't realize. The more smoother everything runs,
The better.
the quicker we run through everything, we can focus on these two guys fighting in the ring, and everything else plays out. And then all of a sudden we out early, we like, man.
Dude, I love Texas boxing. So, you know, I'm just a Texan that talks funny because our amateur program is so, you know, with the problems we have or whatever, is elite compared to things I've seen. But on a professional level, because, you know, I got professional fighters.
Yeah.
These last two pro shows I've been to, hell, they started early, not late. I'm like, man,
What's going on?
you know, because as a trainer, man, you used to, if they say it starts now,
We'll be here.
I'll be there 2 hours later, man, because, and man, it's just when you have everybody in place and they're doing their job and we're all on one accord, it makes things run so much smoother. And then, you know, for the trainers who come like myself, who will come look you out, hey, what time is this? What we need, you know.
Yeah.
I ain't lost. I'm not lost in
Yep.
knowing when we gonna do things, you know. So, yeah, anyone wants to get involved in boxing here locally, there's no excuse. If you really want to get involved, you just contact and
They'll show you the way.
Yeah, and
Absolutely.
because I tell you, man, we talking about problems in the goal, problems in these scenarios. These problems we talking about are like this.
minuscule.
Because people might think these problems when you go to those other states and they be like, wait, y'all ain't even got what?
Go to
You know,
go to Mississippi and see what it is.
yeah, Arkansas,
Louisiana, yeah.
Kansas, all these other states, man, we are on top of our game here.
I would agree.
And so if anybody wants to be successful and wants to do things all the way up in the USA boxing, this is the place to start.
I agree. I totally agree, man.
What So you guys are out there whole athletic. You guys, it's gonna be a big week for y'all too, Marlene.
Ooh,
You guys
yeah.
had a big show
Yeah.
Thursday.
And they be old champion, man.
Yeah, she went and put them hands out there, man. She looked great.
She was great. 3 months after having a baby.
Yeah.
What I seen, I went back, but she didn't coach me. She was young, man. She was fine. She wanted to win, man.
Yeah.
And after the baby and time off, I'm sure she felt like
Accomplished.
I got to.
And now that she went through all that, now it's like, you know, it's kind of like you being a middleweight and you fighting a heavyweight. Oh, now that I've gone through that heavyweight was that baby and coming back and all that. Now she's been through that. This next fight, oh my God.
And I'm gonna tell you something, man. I don't know if any of the sanctioning bodies rankings is out, but that world title's fitting to happen, bro. She's fitting to be, yeah, man. This was that step of, man, and these gals, they with little fights, man, because the girls is on the fast track, man. They ain't giving them nothing.
Yeah.
This girl's the best. You gotta fight her.
Yeah.
Go fight her.
Yep.
You want to
There's
be a
not
champion?
enough competition in that.
Right. You want to be a champion? Go fight.
Yep.
And you know we rooting for her, man. So,
Speaking of some fights, we got Jacobs and Canelo coming up too, huh?
yeah.
Make what?
Cinco de Mayo, the Mexican
But
thing.
does it fall on Saturday?
It's on Saturday.
They put it on the weekend. They just
Okay.
call it the weekend, huh? Or is it right?
No, Cinco, I think it's Sunday.
So it'll be
The
May
day
4th.
before.
yeah, it'll be Cinco de
No,
Mayo
no.
weekend.
So Cinco de Mayo is for Mexican celebration. The boxing culture is Cinco de Mayo weekend.
Right.
Right.
Shit, I
You
get it
know.
all month.
Yeah, it's on Sunday.
Let me ask y'all something. Is that a thing for real? Because I don't
What's
remember it my whole life or nothing, but we
Cinco de
didn't
Mayo?
have no huge Hispanic population growing up on Mexico.
Oh, man.
Cinco de Mayo has always been a thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
And September 17th.
I
Well,
just
that's the Mexican Independence Day, right?
Yeah.
I guess I just
Shout out to
realized
our
Cinco de
friends
Mayo
over
since I've been in Texas, man.
Texas.
It's a
really
huge
big.
thing, and in boxing,
Oh,
it's a
man.
huge thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, what's gonna happen? Go and get your hate out right fast.
Canelo gonna win. Shit.
Oh, you don't finally
I
give
know,
in.
although Jacobs is talking tough. I mean,
Jacobs
This
can
ain't
fight,
no-
man.
He ain't no joke. He ain't
He's
no
the real
joke.
deal.
yeah, he wants to hurt him. He
the
said he
real
wants to
deal.
beat him up.
You know, that's like my guy Franco won that title, 2 belts Thursday, right
Yeah.
after Marlene did.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, I've known him for a long time from San Antonio area, man.
That's where he's from?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he fought a tough fight. You know, that guy.
I read it. I didn't get to see it. I caught it. Like I said, I caught in Marlene's fight at the end
Yeah.
and had to go
So
back.
we're just a couple of weeks away from that, huh?
Yeah. We right there.
What's up,
Next
Alfonso?
weekend.
Alfonso, you got your fight coming. When's Alfonso fighting?
July 13th or June 1st? No, July 13th.
It is July 13th.
Hey, that boy he fought. He's out of, I want to say Baton Rouge. I don't think
He
he's
look good.
I don't think he's from the city. I had a cousin, man. A lot of people don't know this. I had a cousin that Kevin Rooney came get and brought him to the Catskills and all that in the early 90s. And he went up there for like a month. And they boxing didn't fit our boxing, you know.
Yeah.
And so it didn't work out. And I think Kevin Rooney was having issues back then, so he stayed for a little while, came back. And there was another kid from New Orleans, Jay Crump. Kevin Rooney can't get trained him in the custom out of people who he still fights that way. He's had several fights. But this kid that Alfonso's fighting, don't hold me to it. I think he's out of Baton Rouge, maybe, or left. I don't think it's New Orleans, man. Or right outside of New Orleans. And same thing, he ended up there in the Catskills. I don't think it's with Kevin Rooney, but one of the other trainers.
Mm-hmm.
So he's a custom out of fighter. And I think he's only got one defeat, maybe. But he's bobbing and weaving and slinging them punches, man. And yeah, so I'm interested in seeing old Roy Harris boxing versus this. You know, I'm big into the history.
Yeah.
I want to see.
I love the fact that he stays so busy. Like
Who?
Alfonso.
Yeah,
He
said that when he was in there, though,
Yeah.
man. He ain't got time to. He ain't bullshit.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's do
We
these
want
shows
you
and
to
fight.
fight that.
Roy
Great
Harris.
job, Alfonso.
And we are. And we're on that show.
There you go.
We're on that show.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have Redmond will be fighting on that show, so we're gonna be there, man. And I'm gonna watch that.
What's
man.
it gonna be at?
Conroe.
Yeah. Man, you know what? We were just talking about it yesterday.
Yeah, I get them confused, bro. There's so many fights coming up, and next fight up, we got a fight on there June 1st.
So it's funny that you bring him up. I was with him yesterday.
Who's that?
Tigger.
Oh, Tigger?
Yeah, so when we talking about giving back to the community,
Man, I like
giving
that
back
dude,
to the
bro.
boxers, I had one of my guys out there.
Okay.
And he put in some work with him. Angeletti.
Mike Angeletti?
Oh, yeah, I saw that
Yeah.
post.
National champion, right? He's on
Yeah,
the team, right?
Fights international.
Yeah.
And so, you know, he went out there.
I seen that, bro. He was working with Alfonso, man.
Yeah. And so it's like,
That Angeletti kid, he came here before and sparred. He's a bad boy. Man.
Yeah.
Is he from New Orleans?
yeah.
He's out of New
He's from
Orleans,
New
right?
Orleans, yep.
Yeah. Hey, bro, we hit. You can't get rid of us. You can't get rid of us, man.
And,
We hit.
and he's one of my guys that came from the Woodlands, man.
Yeah, Michael Angeletti. Yeah, man, he came and gave us some work.
Yeah, I remember, man, when I first went to the Woodlands, I seen him in the corner, and you know, I was watching.
New Orleans, by way of Houston, is doing major things right now. Regis, does he fight today or next weekend? No, today. Didn't they weigh in yesterday?
I thought it was today.
This is terrible that I don't know. Yeah, they weighed in yesterday, so they'll be fighting today. Lafayette and Cajun Dome, bro.
What is it? Swamp? What?
Blood in the Swamp. I forgot the name of it. But shout out Bobby, doing great things over there with Regis had my guy over there sparring with him for this camp.
Yeah.
We gotta get him on the show.
Yeah, man, definitely, man. We got that's a New Orleans East boy. He's from the other side of the river than me. But
You overlook it.
yeah, man. He's all the way in with me.
Yeah.
I'm a super fan, man. I'm a fan. You know, it ain't that many I'm not a fan of, man. When I see these guys working, man,
Work hard, man.
and seeing Regis come up through the amateurs here
Yeah.
in the golf, man, we doing big things in boxing, man. And with Isaac's Foundation, we getting together here doing this tournament, man. We're gonna keep his name out there. Listen, man. If you're not doing something positive in the golf, man, you're not trying. You know, that's why I say them naysayers, we don't pay attention to them, man. Yeah, you don't even matter, man. It's too many things going on good and with people doing positive
And
things.
it's giving back to the community, you know.
Absolutely.
And boxing has just been, as of last year, the year before too, it just seems like it just keeps coming
Oh, it's
back.
coming,
I know
big, and it's coming hard.
We should,
More opportunities than it's ever been.
with UFC sort of leveling out, I think boxing has gotten back some momentum with these new apps, with more fights being on ESPN
They bring De La Hoya's trying to bring boxing back to Texas, and so with all these different promotions, promoters, and people making these shows, it's about to blow.
Yeah.
Shout out our former opponent, Austin Williams, made his pro debut. He's out of Main Gym. His trainer escapes my name right
First
now.
round TKO.
He fights out of Main Gym though,
Yeah.
and he had his debut on the Zone. He's with Matchroom, the Eddie Hearn's promotion, and he walked through this guy they put in front of him. He looked tremendous. Another Houston guy, Jericho, former guest, Hands of Stone.
Yes, sir.
In Vegas on the Roy Jones, in the Roy Jones card. I think that was his 13th fight.
Dancing.
And he did his thing, man.
Shout out Jericho.
Yeah, Jericho Walton, man.
Yeah,
Listen,
he'll
man,
be at the Big Ice show, Big Ice tournament.
he anything you ask that kid to do, he does, man. If you want him to come through, he'll come through. If you want him, he's
Very
a good
good
guy.
kid.
Another New Orleanian that's out here doing some nice things, man. I'm telling you, man. Houston, Texas is on fire, man. On fire.
And that's
Absolute
what's gonna
fire.
get bigger.
And you know what? To speak on that MMA stuff, I don't know it. I don't pretend to. It's a fight, so I watch it. And there was a few guys I jumped on. I liked them and watched them. And
Who was it? Oh, you like that boy?
the Iceman, bro. Iceman was my guy. I bought
Chuck Liddell?
yeah, I bought a few pay-per-views,
Man,
man.
the 80s, they
He's still trying to fight. He's just trying.
He don't need to do that. De La Hoya put him out there, but
150 years old.
But I remember when it hit that UFC. I remember when it first came out, the early '90s. I was grown when that
That dude
came
making
in.
money though.
And yeah, but it hit like a storm. And I remember when it was all predicting the end of boxing, and I'm like, man, that shows you don't understand
Boxing.
the history or what prize fighting is, but pugilism. But I can't lie, I look around, man, and I remember everybody had a UFC shirt on, and it was almost like I don't want to say a fad because I have friends that's all the way in with the MMA and jiu-jitsu, bro. It's some bad shit. You don't want to get in a fight in the neighborhood
Yeah.
with somebody who will jump on your ankles
Yeah.
and strangle your ass out while you trying to
Yeah.
punch him in the head. But
Grab your arteries.
yeah, it's real stuff. This MMA is no joke, man. And shout out that we had a local guy come in here and spar because he wants to brush up on a professional fighter. Matter of fact, I'm gonna have a guy I train come in here, man. He owns a school. We moved back to the valley, and he was undefeated at 4-5 cage fights, and but he has a foundation called Fist for Life, and it's all about feeding. They used to go down when he was here, feed the homeless, make sandwiches every weekend. Daniel Duran is his name, but I'm gonna get him in here. But it seemed like the MMA thing kind of peaked, and now it's, and you wouldn't know if you don't know boxing and understand numbers, pay-per-view buys and views.
Yeah.
When you look over there, you like, that's why they jump on them guys.
You know what's the clear sign that it's peak?
What's that?
The interchanging of UFC fighters
With the wrestling.
with WWE.
Yeah, with the wrestling.
That's when you know.
You go to
That's when you know
entertainment.
when they hit the peak and their marketing and in their meetings, they're talking how are we going to keep our momentum. That's the shit. This ideas get thrown around, or what we
But
send
you
one
know
over
how you
there,
do- you
what
know
we
how
bring
you
them
do-
over here to get that demographic.
But you know how you keep marketing in boxing, right?
I got heavyweights.
Keep fighting. That's
Right,
it.
yeah.
That's it. They don't have to do all these things that UFC does. They don't have to do what WWE does.
Yeah,
they don't have to do none of that.
Speaking of heavyweights, we got Tyson. Fury. Who's he fighting? He fighting some guy. He's a nobody.
That I don't
Some
know.
Caribbean?
I have no idea who he is, but that's again business.
The business part.
Wilder. What about Wilder? What about Big Baby in the drugs? Should there be a lifetime ban?
I'm not for all that lifetime ban shit, man.
Yeah.
I don't believe in taking people's
Livelihood.
I think
And how many times did he fail? 3 times?
yeah, but you're dirty, you're dirty. So they give you 3 tests in one day, you're dirty.
Oh, okay.
So that don't mean you failed 3 years in a row. Now, that ain't me. Listen, man, I'm not excusing this cheating. I don't believe in cheating at all, man. And undoubtedly, you wasn't as confident. Or, and let's say this, Coach. I don't know if you're a fan of all these extra coaches people have these days, but they keep their job and their percentage of your purse based on you getting this sudden energy and sudden weight loss and all this whole type of shit. And so I'm critical with that thing. Hey, I hear you, strength and conditioning. I hear you, exercise, man, and all that shit. But let's make sure
Nutrition.
you're doing it right, and the stuff that our guys are getting is legitimate because
Eating steaks like Canelo.
your 5% of nothing is nothing.
Yeah.
Right? So if you blow it for everybody because you want to mix a milkshake with some extra in there,
Yeah.
I'm not for that, man. So he failed the test. Okay, it's been people failing the test since
All
the test
the
was
time.
given.
Yep.
You don't take the man's livelihood, but he'll pay. He just lost the biggest shot he ever had. May not never make it back. Depends on him and winning. and getting another shot. And not only that, you're tarnished. You know, are you healthy or you're not? You know, but not lifetime ban. Nah, I don't go for none of that shit, man. I listen, bro. People make mistakes.
Wilder's one that said that, right? Give him a lifetime ban.
I don't listen.
There's a lot.
Wilder says a lot of shit, man. Wilder says a lot of stuff that if you put a mic in his face, seems like he just gonna try to entertain you.
Yeah.
You know, so I need Wilder as the American to get in shape and try to beat one of these boys, man.
Yeah.
But
One of them.
yeah, I knew that through a monkey wrench in AJ's whole thing though, because this was his American debut, and now you had it was no mistake they picked a New Yorker
Yeah.
to fight in New York at Madison Square Garden, and now he's out. And now I don't know who this guy is they talking about fighting, man. And what about King Kong, man? You're 100 years old, bro. You gonna pass this money up,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
He passed that money up. They gave him what? $5 million.
They jumped
He
to
said
7.
no.
They jumped to 7. He said no.
So we're putting it on him. We're putting it on King Kong.
What? That he didn't take a fight.
Well, that's the narrative they're spinning. Is that what we're buying?
There's no narrative if I say I give you $5 million.
But that's
Last
what,
one was what?
that's what,
300,000 or something.
Oh, you mean like did they even offer?
Did they right?
Oh,
right.
Who knows? I'm
That's
just
what
going
I'm
off
saying.
of the reports.
Right.
But if you go by that,
Yeah.
well, we don't
Well,
have an
yeah.
opinion about nothing. Shit, 'cause
Right.
that's all we know.
Right.
But yeah, because you're right. It may never been a
It might
real
have been
offer.
offered. Right.
Like Wilder said,
Right.
it was never a real offer with him from AJ. I believe AJ is very protected.
Protected. Big.
He's a superstar, really. If you
But at what
looking
point?
at it,
At what
you know,
point? At what point does that become counterproductive?
When you can't get these fights right
And
now.
when you blatantly ducking people,
Isn't that what happened though? 'Cause
it's not,
you
it's
got
not
3
blatant
heavyweights.
yet. It's not
No.
blatant yet.
You got Wilder, you got Fury, you got Ortiz, and you can't make a fight happen.
AJ won't show up to the parking lot if Tyson Fury's in there. I promise. I promise. It's just not a good matchup, man.
Yeah. They
You know,
do. Yeah.
he doesn't stand there for you to hit him.
Will history be on AJ's side?
Depending on how it plays out, because there was another big Englishman that nobody liked, and he came here and learned how to fight, and now he's one of the greatest heavyweights ever put on gloves. You remember when Lennox Lewis, nobody wanted to watch him, nobody cared if he fought, and he got whooped early by a journeyman, Tyson's sparring partner, knocked him out, and then he said, "Wait a minute, man.
Something ain't right.
Let me go where boxing is. Let me go learn how to fight." And then guess what? He fought everybody. Line them up. Line them up, man. So AJ, we forget AJ had what? AJ, does he even got 20 fights yet?
I don't-
He don't got 20 fights, man. Yeah, Wilder got 40 something, but he fought 2 people, I think. Which is good. You're keeping him busy while you're trying to build something, but
2 of them are
But AJ's what, a gold medalist, and
Yep.
in 19 fights he's become the premier heavyweight champion. You gotta say,
Yeah. English finest, whatever they
yeah,
call
you
it.
got to, you got to navigate that guy, because you don't wanna, man, them dudes, bro, they fill up stadiums, man. It's 90,000 people gonna see him. Not the 14,000 at Vegas. It's 90,000 people. That's a NASCAR race.
What
bro.
happened with us though? We used to be that deep, didn't we?
Well,
we
for
had
certain
too-
fighters,
we had too many, and we had too many sports.
for certain
They-
fighters,
they-
they can fill up. I watched Canelo fill up that Alamo Dome.
yeah.
What is that? About 50, maybe 40. It was more than 14.
Yeah.
And
And
they filled up. They did a good job at
Mikey filled up
Dallas.
Dallas.
Yeah.
it's so
In Spencer's hometown.
so it's not can we do it here? It's more competitive, like you said, with other sports and all these things. So you build the right guy up, you fill out a stadium, but you know what's England got? Soccer and basketball,
Rugby.
soccer and
Rugby.
rugby is a
Football.
Wrestling.
Football.
Hey Phil, I know you're watching. What y'all got over there, man? Let us know. Comment on your
Phil watching the show.
Did he run?
Yeah, I think they got cricket and boxing, right? Cricket and soccer and boxing. So it ain't like, Wilder's got to try to get in the LeBron James era and his celebrity and all that type of stuff. Man, people don't even know who these guys are, man. But the right fighter comes. I tell you, man, Bob Arum didn't make no mistake going by Fury. He knew exactly what he was doing.
Yeah.
And he knows what he's doing by this first fight.
Yep.
Just get back over here so they don't forget. And then we'll build up a big one.
We talked about Spencer over in Dallas. He's fighting Porter.
Uh-oh.
I'm not a fan of Porter.
Shit, I ain't.
Porter's good.
I think you put that list out yesterday, the day
Yeah.
before. I got
Sean
it.
Porter is a world champion, man.
I-
2 times.
Okay, but you still have to contend with Crawford, Spence. One time.
Anyone in the fight with Sean Porter is in a fight.
In the fight.
Now,
I wasn't impressed with that last one.
well, I'm not impressed with his boxing ability either. Never have been. But that ain't why he's a world
So you
champion.
think we need to get Spence?
I think he has the ruggedness to give Spence a spot or two early. Yeah, coming in with that head and swinging wild and shit. If Errol don't take care of business out the gate, you let him in there. But do he win? No, I'm not gonna pick him over Earl Spence.
Is Porter bigger than Spence? I mean, Mikey?
Much bigger. Physically, you mean?
Yeah, physically.
Yeah.
Sean Porter was a 165-pound amateur, man. He just shot.
Yeah, he's short as fuck.
He fought Danny Jacobs in the amateur. Did you know that? And dropped Danny Jacobs in the first round. Sean Porter is a man to be dealt with, man. Now,
We gonna
his
find
Achilles
out.
heels is boxing ability,
Yeah.
clearly.
Yeah.
But dude, when Sean does his best work when he puts his head in your chest
And start
and goes a bang. It ain't about do he knock you out. It ain't about is he gonna sit there and I'll jab you out. No, man. No, it's about a rugged. It's about what's my guy like so much? I call him the Italian static. Black guy with blonde hair. Jared Hurd. Jared Hurd is a world champion. And guess what? I don't care if you don't like him. If you in a fight with Jared Hurd, you in a fight. You in a fight. And matter of fact, when he can't out jab you and stuff, here he comes. So what you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? So usually those guys' ceilings are the best of the Earl Spencers, the Bud Crawfords. But if you let them in, they gonna pitch your bitch. They gonna pitch your bitch, man. So yeah, I'm gonna pick Earl Spence about late round style.
Well, it's gonna be a good.
That might be
Where is
the
that?
end of the watermark for Sean. And he'll still be around, but
Not
cash
that.
out next fight.
I think Earl changed him.
Yeah. Scary.
Yeah, bro, I think
We're
and he
gonna,
don't.
next Saturday we're gonna talk about Mikey and staying at 147. That's something I want to talk about.
Was that that's it, Alfonso. Fought 165 in the amateurs, heard. LT Gray on Instagram. Yeah, man, see, that's the thing about this business, this sport, man. You better recognize what guys are good at and be ready for it. Because three words, Prince Nassim Hamed. Everybody thought he could punch everybody until they put him in there with that Mexican.
And that was it.
Washed his ass up.
You
And
may
made
not
him
even remember what happened to him.
out. I think he fought one more time off of TV in England, and that was
That
it.
was it.
So you got to know what these guys are good at, man. You got to know what you're getting in the ring with.
What about Amir Khan last week? Did he know what he was getting?
He knew what he was getting into.
They went about like what I said. Except instead of getting knocked out, he just
I thought he was going to at least get knocked out.
exit stage left.
Yeah.
But he got knocked down, didn't he? I was watching the fight, driving back.
He got knocked down real early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First round.
No, listen, man. That's why, Abe, I don't know about you, brother. You being a trainer. I'm not quick to jump on guys. I don't hide the fact that they quit.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care what they say, the boy quit.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he quit.
But you and I are not in that position, man. And if Roberto Duran could have a absence of who he is
Yeah.
in a split second and make a decision like he did, anyone in the right situation, unless they just have no intelligence. We know fighters like that too.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
you could shoot them in the leg in the ring and they still swinging at you.
Yeah.
But I believe anybody
The right
can
situation.
have that momentary lapse of,
No mas.
I want the fuck out, man. Fuck this, man. I come back, you know. And that's ugly, and I don't want to say it. I don't want none of my guys to think it, none of that. But I just, man, who in the history of boxing, bro, who was greater than Roberto Duran? What? Ray Robinson, maybe?
Yeah.
Right? And if you don't got him up, okay, you got him right underneath,
Yeah.
you know.
He's there.
And for him to say, you know, fuck this dude, man, I'll come back next time. Anybody can do it, man. So I look at it for what it is, man. Amir, you know, maybe Amir been knocked out enough, man. You know, maybe he said, man, fuck this. This was too much.
Every class he fought in, he got knocked
I
out.
thought he died when Canelo hit him.
Bruh,
Out.
bruh. I'm sitting here watching this fight.
Yeah.
And I'm listening, and even to now, part of the promotion for this fight was how he was whooping Canelo. And I'm like, y'all don't see what Canelo was doing?
Yeah.
Like disregarding this dude, and I'm gonna just catch him. And now, did it make for the appearance that Amir Khan was doing something?
Yeah.
Sure it did. He walked this dude down until he was able to punch him in the mouth, and it was over with.
It was over.
And I'm like, man, people don't understand what they watch at all. And so, Amir Khan was a great amateur boxer, man, that never converted into a professional. And even though he didn't convert, look what he did.
No.
Became world champion. Nothing to sneeze at, nothing to be ashamed of. What more you want to be? A world champion. Is he a two-time world champion, maybe? I know he was a world champion.
He might be a 2 times.
But that was his ceiling, bro. That was the ceiling,
There ain't
man.
nothing wrong with that.
Nah, man, he's a
He
man.
did what he, you know, most people's goals is to
That
become
era spent,
world
man.
champion.
That's a horse with a different color, man.
You know what I'm saying, man? That boy from Dallas.
He's a bad boy.
Girl.
Hey, y'all. I tell you what, man. We been in there a while. You wanna
You gotta get out to
Oh, man, yeah.
We done held you
starting
too
without
long.
me. They starting without me.
All right, we're gonna send one last shout out to Big Ice's tournament here. What the day for the tournament?
The date is Memorial Weekend, 24th to the 26th, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
you can check out the website at bigiceboxing.com as well.
Absolutely. You guys and you local fighters, make sure you register. Get in that thing and represent your gym and your trainer and yourself.
Yes.
And if you're at home watching, want to get in boxing, make sure you reach out to the Golf Association, reach out to Coach Martinez. He'll lead you in the right direction. It's always
I
great to
got
get
you.
involved. And we really appreciate you coming in.
I do want to send a big shout out to all these parents, you know, of these boxers that support your kids 100%, you know what I'm saying? Because these kids can't do it without y'all. You know, I know if it wasn't for my wife, it'd be hard for me to get Ice where he needed to be. So good looking out, parents. Thank you, family, friends, and everybody else that helps get these kids where they need to be. Let's get it.
Let's get it. Live from the Ryan Boxing Academy, a Soap Boxing Podcast.
I tell you what, there's another episode. I don't know where we at now, but we gonna keep it moving, man.
It felt great being back. Last week we were off, we were on site, but we're back on track.
That's it.
All right, that's the wrap. Go.
I'm out of here.
We out.
Woo! Appreciate you, brother.
We gonna make sure we.
You know the problem with these podcasts is we get so lost in them and we end up going 2-3 hours.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
realizing it.
Well, the people that love boxing, they're going to go through the whole thing. People that ain't really too much into boxing, they're going to shut it off after 30 minutes.
Dude. And this is how you know.